recording. Okay, now to become accredited, you must be open as a school, not a shop, but a school for at least 18 months and have at least one graduate. Now, once you've been open for 18 months, then you can apply for your accreditation with NACCAS. You first must go to a workshop. The workshop is like 3 days long. It's usually about $500 and something. They usually have it in New Orleans, Las Vegas, and Virginia about 4 times a year. Now, since COVID is going on, I know they have a lot of the virtual events. So a couple of them have been virtual, and you all will get a certificate after that. After that, then you can submit your application to NACCAS for candidate status. Okay, that's your initial application for candidate status. That application is usually about $1,485. And you got to submit it online. They will ask for your workshop attendance, those certificates, a resume. They're also going to ask for a school feasibility study, which we'll go into. Now, that's for initial candidate status. All right, candidate status, to be a candidate. They'll give you a reference number after that. Next, you must submit an institutional self study, which is about 200 to 300 pages long. All right. Now, after that, they will come out and inspect. To inspect, that is an application fee. That application is about $2,000 and about $2,400. All right. 2 people will come and inspect your school. After that, then the next step, you can request a full team visit, which is about $5,050. That's where a full team of 4 members come out, inspect the school, and after they inspect the school, if you don't have any limitations, you're granted your accreditation, and now you're ready for the government money. That's basically everything in a summary. Now, I'm going to share my screen so you can actually see everything that I just explained to y'all. So before that, you want to make sure that you have the correct documents. Now, these documents must be in compliance with NACCAS. So, for instance, your enrollment agreement must be in compliance, your catalog. So what I'm going to do, I am going to pull up some documents so you can actually see how they should look. So one, let's pull up a catalog. All right. Now back here, we have video trainings of everything. First, you'll see a video of everything. Basically, in the back office, it's tell, show, and do. So let me go to, I'll just give you all some of the documents that you're going to need. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my computer and I'll pull up some documents in the back office so you all can look at them. Let's see here. So what I'm going to do, I know y'all still looking at that screen. I'm going to share another screen with you all in a minute. But I really want you all to see these documents because you're going to have to do these documents before you're accredited. Yeah, a lot of y'all think you can just open up this school and just because you got through state board, no, it's more to it than that. You're going to have to do these documents beforehand and make sure these are in compliance because most school owners are not in compliance. And what happens is when you open up your school through the state board, that's fine. Okay, but what about the documents that need to be in compliance with NACCAS and the federal government so you can get the government funding and go through that NACCAS accreditation process smoothly? So let's go over some of them documents. So I'll just take one of our school members as an example so you all can look at some of the documents. All right, so I'm gonna pull up a school. And the first thing, I'm gonna show y'all an enrollment agreement. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so let me stop this and I'm gonna share it. First, you must have the correct enrollment agreement. What does that enrollment agreement look like? I'm glad you asked. Let me know if you all can see the screen. Can y'all see this screen of this enrollment agreement? I want to know if y'all can see the enrollment agreement. Type in the chat box. Yes, okay. So now let's go through the enrollment agreement. Okay, so you all can see it. Now let me go through some details on this enrollment agreement. Everybody would know to have enrollment agreement or contract. Your school name, address, phone number. Okay, but you got to put the program names, how many hours, full-time, other program names, whether you do part-time, transfer / reentry student, hours accepted. Most enrollment agreements don't have that on there. They miss that. So when it's time to go through NACCAS and they look at your previous student files, Christy, and that's not on there, basically all them students that graduated, that enrollment agreement is non-compliant. The next thing, schedule. Student is scheduled to attend a total of how many hours weekly? A lot of people's contracts don't have that on there. All of this verbiage, student sponsor, all of this. Transcript, y'all see this right here? The transcript amount that I highlighted, some of them don't have that. All of this verbiage in here. Tuition rates at current time of reentry will apply to the balance. All of this verbiage. Students who re-enroll more than 30 days after the formal withdrawal date, unless mitigating, all these words, they have to be in there. If not, guess what? You're non-compliant. Y'all get a copy of this contract. All you gotta do is put your name, address, city, state, phone number at the top, and it's compliant. As far as filling out this agreement, do y'all see all of these lines? Everything must be filled out. Even if it does not apply to the student, like guardian, sponsor, if applicable, if they're 18 or older, of course, they don't sign there. They'll sign where it says student signature. You cannot leave guardian or sponsor blank. You got to draw a line or at least put an NA. If not, that contract is non-compliant. A lot of schools get rolled up because of that. Now, a lot of people would think to leave that blank, but you cannot leave that blank. All of these verbiage right here, school, the general terms of agreement, most contracts don't have that in there. I'm not going to go through all of this because y'all will get this in the program. All this stuff has to be in there. All of that about may terminate a student's enrollment right here. This has to be in there. If not, it's non-compliant with the federal government and with NACCAS. The refund policy. Oh man, we don't even want to get into the refund policy. 99% of the schools that are not accredited, their refund policy is all non-compliant. When the student withdraws or get kicks out or terminates or whatever, they don't even do a refund. Whether the student owes you money or you owe them money, you still got to do a withdrawal refund and you must do it properly. How do you do that? We break all of that down. These numbers right here, 0.01% to 0.49%, 20%. We get real deep into that. That has to be on there. These 45 days right here of official cancellation or withdrawal, all that has to be in there. Do you think your enrollment agreement has that? No, it does not have that. I can pretty much guarantee you your enrollment agreement is non-compliant. And when it's time for you to go through the NACCAS accreditation, they're going to deny you or delay you. And we hadn't even got to the rest of the documents. I'm very enthusiastic about this part because so many of y'all open schools and you think you smart and think you can do it by yourself, but you cannot do that. I'm telling you, that's very important. So I want y'all to get this. All right. This is the enrollment agreement. Let's go to the next form. Hopefully y'all got that. The next form, pre-enrollment receipt. Let me make this big. Can y'all see the pre-enrollment receipt? I need to know that. Y'all need to put a yes if y'all see the pre-enrollment receipt, this sample pre-enrollment receipt, because I want y'all to see this. Okay. We're talking about the documents. When you open your school, these are the documents that the students need to fill out and sign. All right, y'all see it now. Why do they need this? Because NACCAS will ask students when they come and inspect your school, hey, did Christy or did Raquel, did they give you a school catalog Did they tell you about the graduation rates? Did they tell you about the licensure rates, the placement rates? Did they tell you about whether you get a certificate? Did they tell you about the state required information? Did they tell you about the prerequisites for employment? Did they tell you about the satisfactory academic progress policy? That student is going to say, nope. But you know what? Before they even sign up, whether you explain it to them or not, you better have them to fill out this. You better have them to put a check, an X, or initial each one of these. And you better have them to sign it and date it before they start school. Cover your behind, okay? And you're going to put this in their file along with their contract, that enrollment agreement. What this is a pre-enrollment checklist. Before a student enrolls, they got to have a school catalog. You have to go over all of this stuff in orientation before the student starts. You have to fill out their name, program name. Do you have this document? Probably not. Proper planning prevents a painfully poor performance. Just because you go through state board, you don't Google how to open a school, and then you turn in your hours, that does not mean you're compliant. Let's go to the next documents. I got to show y'all all the documents that you're going to need when a student gets ready to start. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we're going to make this bigger because I know some of y'all can't see. All right, now put your look, if you can't see, do like my mama. Put your little readers on and get close up on here. I made this big. This is a student orientation checklist. You got to put the student's name, the program, whether it's the nails, cosmetology, barbering, aesthetics, whatever it is, dated. It must be dated before they start school. If it's dated on the same date that they start school, tell NACCAS you did orientation earlier that day before they started, okay? And I'm gonna answer every question for you all. Now, I have received the information concerning the following topics during my orientation. Program objectives, desired student. I'm not gonna read all these. You just need to have a student to check every last one of them. That's what you need to do. Initial it, check it, exit, or whatever. And then at the bottom, sign it and date it. Okay? Oh, I didn't go. What's the evacuation procedures? If it's a fire, go out the exit. And in every room, you know how y'all go to them hotels? You remember how y'all used to sneak at the Red Roof Inn with that old mate of y'all's, that little $20 motel, and the curtain wouldn't close all the way, and you trying to close that curtain? Notice that they had in the evacuation in that bathroom and on the walls of the door, they got an evacuation plan. It tells you how to go out. You got to have a blueprint of your school. And if you're in the classroom, highlight it, circle it, go out the door, go out here, turn left, and go out. Make sure you have those in every room. Student fills this out. Sign it, date it. We got the 2 orientation forms, don't we? We have the enrollment agreement. Boom, we got 3 things in that yellow manila folder. Put last name first on the folders. I know we got a lot of women on here, but I've gone to schools back in the day where, of course, it was the men. They had it alphabetized by first name. Johnny Red, David Goins. Dude, don't you know that you're supposed to put this last name, comma, first name? You'd be surprised about these men, y'all. We something else. We need y'all. The women, they always put last name, comma. Women are so much better with the paperwork. But then we've had a few guys that had the paperwork good. But when you go through this, you can't make a mistake. Go back. What other documents do they need? I'm glad you asked. Registration. Here's the registration. Let's make it bigger. We're going to make a registration bigger. Now, I got something to share with you all. The application, this registration form, you cannot charge over $150 for a registration. Why? Because NACCAS said so. That's their rules and regs. Don't ask me why. The answer is NACCAS said so. That's why. You just do it. So you can put $150, but you can have them to deposit. You can require them to put down whatever amount you want to start. But I'm just telling you, on your application fee, you can't charge over $150. That's a NACCAS rule. But you can say, hey, in order to start, I need 5,000 down, 1,000 down, 500. That ain't got nothing to do with your application form that you have $100, 150 or whatever. This is non-refundable. Basically, you're just getting information. Name, phone number, ID number, driver's license, stuff like that, whether they got a diploma, GED. That's very simple. Now, what else do you need? Okay, it's good to have a kit list. This is not required, but I like to do a kit list. Whatever your kit list is, you need to put it on here, and you need to have them students to check, to initial. And then at the bottom, y'all need to have them to sign it. Okay? Sign it and date it. Why did Ms. Velma have us to have the student, if they receive the kit and books and all that, to check that, initial that, and then sign and date it? Because there will be some students, Ife, Tayo, Christy, Don, Karen, there's going to be some students to try you that lie. And you need to have, look, documentation beats conversation. Now it's Sunday, and I don't cuss. I only use words that are in the Bible. Only words in the Bible I use. Now, if they try you, didn't your ASS sign this and date it? I did give you your kit. You did get them flat irons. You did get those clippers. Oh, no, I didn't. You're going to have to come and get that paperwork on them, y'all, in the pen. Look, dude, in orientation, I gave you your kit, dude. You signed this woman, Shanae Shaquana, with your old, bad, stinky weave that should have been off your head 10 months ago. You signed it and dated right here. Boom. So you're going to have to document your stuff because you're going to have some students to try you. That's why I have them to fill out this kit list. And I already got what's in their kit. If it's something that they didn't get, I will circle it and initial it, and we will circle back around and get it for them. Go back. Now, moving on down. The catalog. Okay. We have catalogs already pretty much done for you. If you need a catalog, depending on what state you're in, we will send you a catalog already done of a previous school that we've worked with through NACCAS, that's already NACCAS accredited and approved, and we'll email you the catalog. I just emailed some to some other Go members. Just did that. And then all you have to do is come in here, copy, cut, and paste. Change the name and address. All right? That's simple for the catalog. Next. Of course, you're going to get a copy of their ID, driver's license, high school diploma, or transcripts, or GED. If you do the ATB, ability to benefit testing, that's where an outside agency will test your students, and based on their scores, they can enroll in your school. Some schools require it, some don't accept those students because a lot of times they may not pass their test and they make the rates lower on your school completion, pass, fail rate, all of that. Now, some other things that you're going to need. You're going to need current student survey. Most schools don't have this. When you're going through accreditation, 18 months down the road, did you do current student surveys? Yep. Can we see them? Most of y'all not going to even have these. Student name, the date, the course of study, how many hours they had, when they took this current student survey. Did they fill all of these out? And what you do, you put that in a file that says current student survey. So when NACCAS asks, hey, Have you been doing your current student surveys? Yes, we have. Can you provide documentation to show us? Yes. You hand them the folder, boom, you're good. Most schools, guess what? They haven't been doing current student surveys. Why? They didn't know. This is already done for you. You put your school name, copy, cut, and paste, course of study, boom. Don't change none of these questions. It's already done for you. What else are you gonna need? You're also gonna need, this is very important right here. This is a whole class within itself. This gets a lot of people. And in the program, we have, let me see. Okay. We have a whole video training on this. Even in our gold program, when they're going through NACCAS, we work with them on these. Withdrawal and record settlement calculation worksheet. They get a lot of schools on this. I'm not gonna go over all this because in the program, I break down a whole full training. If you look at this, hours clocked, percent program elapsed, hours elapsed. A lot of this stuff, school owners don't know how to fill out. This is like a foreign language to them. And this is a pet peeve of NACCAS and the U.S. Department of Education about these refunds. If you do them wrong, they writing you up. When a student withdraws or terminates, whether you owe them money or they owe you, you still got to do this. And it has to be done correctly, 100% correct. And I'll go over all of this and break this down. So NACCAS is going to say, hey, did you have any students that withdrew? Yes, we did. Okay, show us a list of every student that withdrew. You may have 10 students. They may highlight 3 of them. Go pull those files. They're going to be looking for this. The date you did the refund, the date of withdrawal determination. They're going to be looking at all of this with a fine-tooth comb. You're probably going to get rolled up. Why? Because you didn't join the program, you didn't learn how to do it. Very important for this. We'll keep going. Other documents that you're going to need. When a student graduates, before they leave your premises, there's certain things that you got to do, Rhonda. They got to do a graduate exit survey. The student has to fill these out. They got to fill this out. Sign it and date it. You going through NACCAS. When your students graduate, do you do a graduate exit survey? Yeah, we do. Can you give us a list of all your graduates the past 12 months? Here you go. Boom, highlight, 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 highlight. Give me these 5 folders right here. They graduated, guess what? You ain't got these graduate exit surveys. Right up, along with other stuff. So it's very important, but you have all these documents at your disposal. They're already NACCAS compliant. Another thing, practical grading exams. Are you giving them practical grades? And let me share something with you all. On these practical grades, the scores and all of that, it can't be, if you got 10 questions, 10 points each, that's 100. If one question, they got half of it right, you cannot give them 5 points. According to NACCAS, it's either right or wrong. You can't give them 8 points. It's either 10 right or 0. Okay, if they got it half right, 80% of it right, nope, it's still wrong. And they're gonna ask you, how do you grade them on that? They'll try to trick you. Remember that. Most schools not even doing the practical examinations on the clinic floor. Very important. Instructor signs, dates. All right. Because we have to put this in the institutional self-study. All these documents that I'm sharing with you all, we're not even going through NACCAS yet. You ain't even opened your school yet. You need to have all these documents ready with your name, like Cynthia did. She already had her name and everything with these documents. You should already have your name, your school on paper ready. All you need to do now is go get your building, get approved from the state board. You already got your documents. When a student comes in, boom, you got them in the classroom, you go through orientation. Okay, you can record it one time and they watch the video training. Now, another thing I want to share with you all. We went through the catalog. Catalog is so much. I'm gonna go through that catalog a little more in depth in a minute, because there's some things in that catalog. There's a lot of stuff in that catalog that has to be in there. Also, when an instructor has been working at your school for 12 months or longer, they must have an instructor evaluation form. You got to get them an evaluation at least every 12 months. The evaluation can be done either on the anniversary date, or you can pick a date every year that you do the evaluations. You can say July 5th. Every year we do evaluations, and make sure that date is on there, because NACCAS is going to ask you, when do you give evaluations? The answer is it has to be either on the anniversary date that they was hired, or on a particular date every year. I would pick a particular date every year where you do your instructors evaluations and they evaluate you. Okay, so you'd have instructor's name, their hire date, evaluation date. Check all these or whatever. Scroll down. If you evaluated them, you sign. The instructor who was evaluated signs and dates. NACCAS is going to want to see them. Oh, the instructor's been working with you for a year and a half, a whole year. You don't have an instructor evaluation? You haven't been doing those? Write up. You don't want to get limitations to write us, because then it's going to prolong your process of becoming accredited. Let's see. I want to cover all these documents. Let's see. I've covered a lot of those documents. Now let me, I'm gonna go through the other NACCAS documents. Hopefully you all are learning something about the documents. Let me see. Okay, also, this right here, you're going to need this for NACCAS. My computer's going slow. This is an advisory committee survey. You got to get an advisory committee. Well, what's that? At least 3 or 4 people that's in the beauty industry. They could be a barber, stylist, school owner, nail tech, instructor, whatever, on your committee. And you're going to need their name, where they work, their phone number, address, and their position, whether a barber, stylist, owner, nail tech, all that. And then they're going to have to take these surveys. This is an advisory committee meeting documentation. Okay. But y'all get those. Now, next thing that we're going to do, I'm giving y'all everything that y'all need. I'm showing y'all everything. All this is in the program. Appeal form. Look, you're going to have problems with students. NACCAS is going to want to see let me see your appeal form. Have you had to do any appeals? No. Well, do you have an appeal policy and form? Yes. Let us see it. Most of y'all ain't going to even have it. And if you do, the verbiage on here is not going to be correct. I can literally promise you that. See this? 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have to fill out any of these, but at least when NACCAS asks you, you're prepared. You have it. Okay? Counseling. Do you do counseling? Yeah. Have you had to counsel any students? No. But do you have a counseling form report? Yes. Let us see it. Here it is right here. If you did have to counsel a student, have you counseled a student? Yes. Put the date that they was counseled. Was it academic counseling, a report card? Put the student's name, the course, the time of counseling, their percentage, their average. Right here, practical skills performance. You fill this out. At the bottom, student signs it and dates it. Have you ever counseled Sally Sue? Yes. Now, NACCAS will interview some of the students in a private room, your office or the classroom, where when you're not around, you can't be in there. Hey, does Christy or does George, did they ever counsel you? No, they ain't never counseled me. But NACCAS just asked you, have you ever counseled certain students? Yeah, I counseled George over there. And then they get them in the room. No, they didn't. NACCAS comes back to you. Well, George said you never counseled him. Can we see George's file? Yes, because see, them students got amnesia. You hand them their file, guess what? You got the documentation in there. All NACCAS wants is proper documentation. It's a lot of paper, but you're going to make a lot of paper money going when you get accredited. Enrollment agreement. I showed y'all the enrollment agreement, didn't I? I mean, I'll just show you all theirs. They have one course. They got their name, address, city, state, all that. Name right here, program, hours, weeks, part-time. Everything is filled out, part-time hours, full-time. School may charge $25 for the transcript. All this is laid out. Y'all see that. We went over that earlier, okay? Now, let me go back. I want to show you all something. This is very important. And I'm sharing stuff with y'all that when I'm talking with my gold members, one-on-one is going through accreditation. They have spent a lot of money, so they won't get messed up. This is called an enrollment agreement addendum. I don't know how to spell addendum, but that don't matter. I just know to put my name, school name, address, city, state on the top of this and leave the enrollment agreement addendum. And if a student takes a leave of absence right here, they can take a leave of absence up to 6 months. Just say they was out for 2 months because of COVID. Okay, leave of absence began January the 1st. They came back March the 2nd. Now, on their contract date, that's going to extend to 2 more months. On that enrollment agreement, you know, the original enrollment agreement, it have their start date and when they should graduate. Usually in 12 months. They started January 1st, so they do 2021, so they're going to graduate January 1st or 2nd, 2022. Great. They caught COVID, so it set them back 2 months. They had to take a leave of absence. That means instead of them graduating January 1st, 2022, they may graduate March 1st, 2022. So what we got to do is put that right here, revise the contract date right here, student signs, you sign a date, put NA or a line to acknowledge that, okay? NA on all this stuff, put that information here. Then what that does, that lets you know you attach that to this right here. You attach that to the enrollment agreement, put that right behind it. So when NACCAS comes in, well, this student wants to graduate here, but they went past the date or whatever. It doesn't matter. You got that addendum that I just showed you. Documentation beats conversation. Now, going through the gold program, we look through all your documents. We go through that with you, do it for you, really. Now, I want to show you everything. I'm not going to leave anything out. Let's talk about the feasibility study. When you fill out your initial application with NACCAS after you've gone to the workshop, you got to do one of these feasibility studies. I'm not going to go deep into the feasibility study. In our gold program, we do this for you. All right. Basically, NACCAS wants a feasibility study to see if you should have a school there, even if you shouldn't or whatever, because other schools or whatever, they still going to approve it. But they want to know that you did this feasibility study. See, these are the little surrounding schools. We had to go in there and do that to team. Then we had to take the zip code, find out where the school's located to do this study. And then we had to go in the back office, look at all these schools around Jackson, Mississippi, in a certain mile, 15-mile radius with the zip code that offer a certificate. Okay. Then we had to look at the age range between 20 and 24, how many were female. Not gonna go deep into that. Had to do it with this Census Bureau, went in to do that. Our team does all that, then another census. And then we have to do this configuration that NACCAS requires. And this is a percentage. I don't want to get y'all all twisted up and all that. Most school owners don't even know what this is who've gone through our program. They don't even know it was done. We know that we have to submit it with their application. They look at what is the feasibility study? This, you ain't got to rake your brain. You don't have to do it one time. And that's to get into the program, and we do it. So they don't know what any of that means. We have a video on how to do a feasibility study though, in the program. If you're in the bronze, yeah, we have a video of that. Okay. Instructor job description. Some of them don't know their job description. Well, you can use this. You may have some different jobs or something may be on here that you don't like. That's okay. You can copy, cut, and paste, fill in the blank and make this fit yours. Okay. This is an example. And have the instructor to sign and date. So they'll know, look, lady, dude, you know, you're supposed to do this and do that. Well, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. Oh, you didn't know you're supposed to do that. Go get the paperwork on it. Did you sign this saying that you were going to do that? All right. Keep going. This right here, I want y'all to see this. In our GOLD program, this is an application for candidate status. When a school they got to go online and fill this out. When they're in the GOLD program or whatever, we do this for them. We'll do a Zoom. And I'm asking the school, okay, what is the name of your institution? It's such and such, such and such. No, I need the name of your institution, your school that's on your state board license. Because a lot of times school owners try to do this themselves. They don't put the exact name on here that's on their license. You'd be surprised. The initial and stuff, not no, it needs to be the exact name. What is the exact address of your school that's on them license with the board? That needs to go right here. You'd be surprised how many times school owners have done this themselves. They missed a suite, they missed something that's on their license, that it didn't match up. NACCAS kicks it out. What is the name of the contact person? So this right here is electronic. You have to go in online and we fill this out and then we upload it. You got to know the date the school was licensed, the date the first class started, the institution's license number, when it opened, the total number of students enrolled at the applicant institution now, how many students are there now, how many students enrolled the past year, how many students graduated the past year, most recent graduating class, the holidays that the school is closed. This is in the catalog too. Does your institution teach a language other than English? No. Is it accredited? No. So we have to fill out all of this correctly. All right, and then put the programs in there with the hours, the ownership. If it's an LLC, you have to put that in properly. Show documentation of all of that. The required attachments. Look at this. We need a copy of the institution's current license. We'll put that in the PDF and we upload that to NACCAS. Everything is electronic now, okay? A non-refundable fee. In the back office, you'll pay that with debit or credit card or with a check, all right? Resumes. We have a lot of people in our program, they don't know how to do a resume. That's okay. Look, barbers, stylists, nail techs, estheticians are the most creative. They're artists, like a singer or whatever. They're artists. They're experts at what they do, like athletes. We don't expect y'all to know how to do a resume. You've never had to do a resume in your life. I've had some people, what's a resume? because they work for themselves all their life. We'll do the resume for you. All we gotta do is ask some questions. My team will type it up. Some of y'all can do your own resumes, but a lot of people that went through our program, they didn't know how to do a resume. They'd never done one. That's okay. I got a team of ladies that'll do that thing for you within 15 minutes and put it in the PDF and upload it. All the owners of the institution must have a resume. Okay? You won't need number 4 or number 5. So you see where we uploaded the feasibility study, the application, certification, esthetician workshop. That's where they went to a NACCAS workshop. Okay? The resume, the other workshop certification at NACCAS that they give you, the institution license, we had to upload that in the back portal. Now, sustaining fees, that's just a part of being a fee, a part of being of NACCAS accreditation. It's basically about $146 or $47 a month. So if you got in November, that would be November and December, 147 plus 147. If you got in the middle of the year, 147 times 6 months. You got in at the beginning, 1772. What is that fee? That's just a fee to be a part of NACCAS, something that they charge you. So I wanted you all to see the initial application. So we're going on. Another thing that I really want you all to see, something that's very important. I'll just tell you all this. All of your advertisement, your business cards, postcards, flyers, it must have all work by supervised students. All work by supervised students. You can make it real small. Why? Because NACCAS requires that. A lot of people have postcards, business cards, flyers, and it doesn't have all work by supervised students. They have to let the public know that. That's a NACCAS rule and regulation. State board doesn't require that, but NACCAS does. On your clinic floor, when you enter the clinic floor on the wall, you must post on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, all work by supervised students. NACCAS is going to be looking for that when they come to inspect your school. Okay. I want to share some other documents with you all. The report cards. You got to give the students report cards and SAPs for 1,500 hour, 450, 900, 1,200, 1,500 is when you get them to fill out this Satisfactory academic progress report. Their name, attendance percentage, scheduled hours, actual hours. If you have the some systems, automated systems, it will do that for you. And I want to give, yesterday I gave y'all some of them. I did. But I'm gonna give y'all one that's very economical, and I'm gonna get that from my phone. Thanks to Sylvina. Let's see. Thanks to Sylvina. Let me put this on there. I want to definitely give y'all this contact because this is going to really help y'all and save you a lot of money. Okay, where is it? All right. Let's see. Discovery Pro Cosmetology. All right. This one right here. Let me put this in the chat box. DISCOVR, Discovery Pro. Discovery Pro Cosmetology. Now, Discovery Pro Cosmetology is $795 a year for 20 students. So let me put that in here. And it'll go up a little bit more as you get more students. But the reason why I'm giving you all this, because Fame is going to hit you for 5,000 to 10,000. That software. Genesis, the same thing. Smart System, about 5,000 or whatever, or $2,400 a month. This is going to be your most economical software starting out. It's very important, imperative that you do this. You will thank yourself. I didn't use any software, just Microsoft Word when I started. I had 0 students, so I was doing a lot of stuff by hand. So you definitely want to get this program because it's the cheapest, most affordable. All right, you can do a lot of stuff by hand, but this is going to really help you. So I wanted to put that in the chat box. Now I'm going to go over some more documents that you need. Okay, the SAP report, Satisfactory Academic Progress Report. NACCAS is going to look for these. Now that software that I just told you, it'll do these automatically at their checkpoint. So if you got a 300-hour course, they get the evaluation at 150 and probably 300. 600-hour course, 300 and 600 hours, actual hours, okay? So now, you fill this out, student sign, date, do all of that, because they're gonna ask, do you get these satisfactory? Where do I find this? I'll show you where to find that, Evacuation. You're a gold member, so it doesn't matter. Just call me and I had a team to email that right to you. And that's one of the things about being a gold member. Y'all ain't got to go in that back office and study and do all that. Y'all can really just email or text, hey, I need this. Then one of the team members will just send it to you. It's like you got, I wouldn't say a slave for the 3 years. You just got another right hand, another brain. Hey, I need this. Hey, I need a satisfactory academic progress report. We're not going to tell you to go in the back office and look for it and get it. I say, okay, Ife Tayo, I just text somebody, boom, 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 boom. I won't even text. I just, hey, Adisa Summer, Ife Tayo, she needs such and such. Email it. Boom, it's email. If they don't do it, y'all get back. Hey, they didn't send it. Okay, well, let me get back, tell them again. So that's how that works. But we'll keep going. I'm giving y'all everything. We hadn't even talked about the accreditation NACCAS yet. These are just the documents that you're going to need when you open the school. Get ready. All right. Student grievance. You may have to fill one of these out. It may be a student with some complaints. Okay, document it. What did you do about the situation? Was it rectified? What did you recommend? Student signs it. Boom. Goes in the file. Goes in the file. It's documented. Let's see. This is what the workshop certification kind of looks like. When you go to NACCAS, it's going to show this. The hours, the date. This right here has to be uploaded with your initial application. So you can't even submit an application until you've gone to a NACCAS workshop and you've been open for at least 18 months. You can go to a workshop before your 18 months. You can go when you first open, but you still gonna have to go to another one when you hit close to the 18-month mark, and you must attend the workshop at least every 12 months with NACCAS, all right? Why? Because that's a NACCAS rule and regulation. All right, so I've shown you all of these documents, staff meeting and minutes. You're gonna have a staff meeting in minutes. A lot of schools, since we're on here private, I can tell y'all this, a lot of schools we work with through accreditation, they've never had a meeting. They've never had a staff meeting, Pamela, Raquel. But guess what? Going through accreditation, they had to have some staff meetings. So what our team has to do, Tabitha, Ty, Victoria, our team has to type up some fake staff meetings. Is that right, Pierre? No, it's not. But I worked with Miss Velma for a very long time. She was my mentor. And I saw all of these other schools, if you know what I'm talking about, get accredited. And I saw what they did, how they did it, and all of that. You gotta have some staff meeting minutes. Oh, we didn't have, okay, don't worry about that. We had one August 23rd, 2020 at 9 a.m. Boom. Melissa was there, the instructor, the other instructor, Michelle Barnes was there, Miss Pinky was there. We discussed this. The meeting is adjourned. Boom. NACCAS don't know. So I'm just sharing, you know, in our program, look, we're going to get you there. Sometimes we got to do what we got to do because most school owners had been doing what they supposed to do. So we got to come in and do surgery sometime. You know, doctor up some stuff. This is a private meeting with all of us, so I can keep it 100. Now, if we on Instagram Live, public and all that, we're not going to be talking about this. You're not going to hear me saying stuff like this to y'all. Even in the GOLD program, when NACCAS inspects your school, I'll never forget, when they inspected my school, it was one thing, it was one student, I could not find his diploma. I don't know if I had been out late that night and came in the next morning to fill out forms or whatever, but I was going to get rolled up. I had everything else perfect. They looking, face turning red, because I'm in the hood, getting ready to get my accreditation, and they picked a file. That joker, I don't know what I did with his diploma. I probably didn't even get it, I forgot. Just a human error. Hey, Miss Velma, I got one student that, you know, I know that I got to have this document before NACCAS leaves the premises. If they leave the premises, I don't have this, I'm going to get a limitation and wrote up and it's going to prolong my accreditation. Well, Chin, what is it? Sammy Sue didn't, he ain't got no diploma. Well, what year did he graduate? What high school? Tell me all of that. Well, he graduated from such and such high school in 1987. Okay, give me 20 minutes. All right, boom. This 1999, 2000, a fax comes through y'all within 30 minutes. Sammy Sue's diploma. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. I gave it to them. Wasn't smiling, just gave it to them. They looked at it. Okay, boom. No write-ups. That's part of the GOLD program. Now, I learned a lot of stuff from Ms. Velma. Based on what I just told you, I know a lot, and I got a lot of people on my team. Now, if it was a Social Security card or a driver's license, no, we don't, you're not gonna get that done. That's something Ms. Velma wouldn't do and all that. Any other document? Yes. We got somebody on the team that can have it done and sent to you while NACCAS is still there for them 7 or 8 hours. You can tell them, hey, let me look through the file I misplaced or whatever. Go on in the bathroom, make the phone call to B or whoever. Because when they come to y'all school in the GOLD program, y'all let us know. So I have 2 or 3 of the ladies that are designated for you that day. And I'm designated for you that day. So I'll let you know, look, okay, they're coming. Don't worry about it. Don't be scared. You run into something, call me and I'll give you the answer or have it shoot it over there to you. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. When I got my accreditation, y'all, that year, they gave me $500 and some thousand, a $500,000. So you're on the verge. See, the question is, what is it going to cost me to do this? The question is, what is it going to cost me if I don't do it? It's going to cost you millions of dollars. That's what it's going to cost you. Now, I'm showing you these documents. Let's talk about NACCAS. Let's talk about NACCAS. All right. We're going to go into that. Some NACCAS forms. Let's pull up that. A lot of the forms. I'm going to go to the NACCAS website because I want y'all to get familiar with the website. And a lot of people will go to the NACCAS website, but that doesn't mean anything. I can go to the NACCAS and figure everything out myself. Okay. If you can do that, I love when people talk to me like that too. a big smile comes on my face when I'm talking to y'all on the phone and y'all like hesitant. Hey, do it yourself. I'm not going to pressure you to join the program. Whether you get in it or not, I really don't care. Honestly, I don't. And I'm not going to tell any of y'all to join the program or whatever. Do you need it? Of course you need it. You can't do this. That's like me trying to cut straight. I don't know how to cut straight hair. I don't know how to cook and do a lot of stuff. I hire experts. Now, you can go here and figure everything out yourself. You're making a big mistake. But let's look at the accreditation. If you go into accreditation steps, let's talk about the steps. It tells you right here, steps to become accredited. It's just like you telling somebody how to cut hair. You just go tell them and they're going to drown in the water. Here it is. So y'all won't hear any myths and all of that stuff. I just told y'all the steps. Okay, look, I told y'all got to have at least one student that attended through the training, at least one. I already told y'all that. Okay. Now, next thing, told you got to attend a 3-day workshop. You remember I told you that? All right. Now, first 5 years, you got to attend the workshop at least every 12 months. After that, you get candidate status. We talked about that. Then here's the ISS. We're going to talk about the ISS in a little bit. Scrolling on down, I showed y'all candidate status. I talked about the feasibility study. The application is right here. And when you click on this application, it's all digital. The resume, you gotta have your resumes and all of that, submit that. I told you about that. Now, application, once you submit it, they're gonna review it through a pre-screen and all of that. If you did it yourself, they're probably gonna kick it back out because you're gonna do it wrong. Point blank. I'm sure it never fails. Once they approve that, you're granted candidate status. You're not accredited. You're just going through candidate status. Okay. Now, going through candidate status, you can be in candidate status for 2 years. Right here. 2 years. See, look, candidate status expires within 2 years. We've had school owners that were in candidate status for 2 years. We had one lady, I'll never forget her. She had been in, we do a mailer. Every now and then I will mail out in an envelope and I'll put a real $1 bill in it. And it talks about accreditation. You can have 10,000 or 20,000 more of these. We can do your ISS. You're one step away. This school owner called me late one night and they had a couple of days before they needed this 200 to 300 page ISS, or the process was going to expire. Them 2 years was coming up and they're going to have to do it all, start all over. She was hysterical. She said she'd been looking at that $1 for almost 2 years. She put it up in her office because she thought it was fake, but it was real, and she just thought it was neat. Well, I said, okay. I said, okay. So you know what? I said, well, we can get it done, but you put in a rush job, so that's going to be double. Because now I have to pay the team to go through all this stuff that puts me to work, puts stress on them. They had to put some of the other ones on the back burner. We got it done in a couple of days. That lady was so happy. I have her testimonial, her video testimonial. We could do this in a week if we have all the documents and stuff. But it's best, don't put yourself in this situation, all that pressure. She would have been accredited and probably would have done made over $1 million. But with her trying to save money, she wasted a lot of time and didn't save any money. She really lost money. Step 5, the institutional self-study. I'm going to show y'all one of these. I'm going to show you all the institutional self-study. It's basically a big report of the school with all the electronic documents that are bookmarked that must be placed in there and uploaded to the NACCAS portal. All right. Our team in the Gold Part, they do all that for you. Y'all wonder how all these school owners got accredited, record time, open and all that. Hey, it's a whole lot of, look, that's all we do. That's it. We don't do color, cuts, relaxers, how to open a shop. No, all we do is how to open a school, become accredited, get government money so you can live the lifestyle you want to live, that you truly deserve, so you can retire your family, leave a legacy, an inheritance for your kids. That's what we do. We're going to talk about the institutional self-study. I'm going to show you one so you can have an understanding. Because we're not on here just talking. I'm showing you. Tell, show, and do. And then you fill out that application. I'm going to call you back. We're going to get started, move forward, and get this ball rolling. Now, go down. Step 6. We've submitted the institutional self-study, although I'm going to show you what one of those looks like. After that, you request a consultation visit, your first visit. That's a friendly visit. They're not going to come to write you up, penalize you. It doesn't matter if everything's out of place. They're just going to tell you, hey, you need to get this together, Sonia. Wanda, you need to do this. You need to do that. They're just going to be telling you stuff. Now, the consultation visit, we're going to go over the fees in a little bit. They come out, they visit, they just write a little report and tell you what you need to do. After that, it's time for your full team visit. But you got to submit your initial application. Remember, we submitted candidate status application. Next is your initial accreditation application. That's this application right here. Let me share the screen. I want to make sure that you all see this. That's this application. It may seem like foreign language and all of that, but you know what? It does not matter. It doesn't matter that that's a foreign application to you. We will fill that out for you. All of this, the name of the institution, address, city, some of this is self-explanatory. Not going to go through this full application, but you all will see how to fill this out in the program. That's no problem. All this right here is no problem. You will see one already done, already filled out from one of our other schools. Even in the bronze, you get one of these copy, cut, and paste that's already done. You just don't get the team doing the work with you and for you, but at least you get a template, a guide. That's all some of y'all need. Okay, so let me go back and continue to share. Okay, now your financials. I'm gonna give y'all 2 plugs on the financials. Now let me break this financials down to y'all, because this is something I'm not going to share publicly on IG and YouTube and Facebook. It doesn't matter how much money you make. They just want to see positive financials, that more money was deposited into your school bank account than was withdrawn. And you want to have a positive balance for like at least 9 months or whatever. At least you want to have good positive balances. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of money. It could be $10, okay, and it's 15 in there now. But the deposits, they want to make sure they came from the school. If you see that your bank account is running low, all right, and you need to put some money in there that you borrowed from your husband or took from somewhere else, not from the school, that's okay. When you deposit it in your bank account, document it that it was a student payment, or you sold some kits, or it came from clinic floor money. Do not document that it came from a loan from here or whatever, because that makes your financials look messed up to NACCAS. So we have to trick them to let them know that our school is financially solvent and capable of going through accreditation. Another thing, you cannot commingle accounts. The school account is the school account. If you have to pay a bill, when the plumber came, or electrician or somebody, pay that out of your pocket or from another account, because we don't want a lot of money coming out of the school account, because that makes our expenses go up, which means we got to put more revenue in there. But like our rent, light bill, water bill, phone bill, bills that we have to show with the school, yes, if you buy a lot of kits, buy some of those kits from another account. So it won't take all the money out of our school, because in the embryonic stages, I learned that from a preacher, that word. I don't even know what that means. In the beginning stages, things may be a little slow. So those are some of the ways that we can tweak our financials. Now I'm gonna connect you with a good financial person. I already put their contact right now, because y'all have invested y'all's time. Marquita, 816-444-0004. Okay, accountant. I just put that in there. Now, let's see. All right, is the screen okay? Let me know if the screen is okay. So now I'm going to go back to the NACCAS screen, and that initial accreditation visit, they will send you a checklist. All right, they're going to send you a checklist where they want certain student files that they're going to check. It may be, hey, we want to see the last 12 months of all students that graduated, that withdrew, your current students right now. And then they'll highlight certain ones, a sample that they will look at. All right. Now, their webinars about preparing for the visit, all of that stuff. Some of this stuff is like foreign language, but we break all of it down in layman's terms. So now let's look at the fees. A lot of people always say facts about the fees. So let me go back and share this. Okay. Application, $1,440. $1,772 sustaining fees. That was at $147 a month, what I was telling y'all about. When a candidate submits his application, it must pay $350 for each additional program beyond the first one. For example, if a school has 3, so basically you get 1 free program with your application. The other ones, you got to pay $350 extra. The visit, the candidate status for the visit. Now you don't have to pay all this money up front. It's broken down. So don't think you got to do that. $2,351. Full team visit, $4,900. That's the last visit right before you get accredited. Okay. So these are like the main fees going through accreditation, but this is over a year, year and a half, 12, 18 months. So you estimate about 11,000, I'd say, for that. Those are the fees, but that's not bad when you're going to get up to $10,000 in Pell Grant per student. And we're going to talk about the financial aid in a little bit. So this is some of the NACCAS. Now, I want to share something with you all. Would you all like to see what schools are like accredited in your area. We went through like the steps. Let's see, schedule of fees. I just went through. Okay, here it is broken down because those were some old fees that NACCAS had. These are the fees that they have right now. I want y'all to see this. All right, you see this? The application now is $14.85. Okay. Then the next thing, 14 visit now is $5,050. But let's see. There's something I want. Okay. The candidate visit, that first visit is $24.25. So you want to notice $14.85. Okay. That's for your application. You got the sustaining fees of $17.72. When it's time for them to come visit, $24.25. That's the first visit. Final 14 visit, $5,050. You see that? Those are the fees you want to look at. I know there's other fees here you see, but that ain't pertaining. You don't have to worry about them. Now, each additional program past that first one is an extra $350. Okay. Now, let's talk about the workshop. Early bird registration for the workshop, $525. Regular registration, $725. I want to show y'all, let's talk about the workshop because I want y'all to see this. Because all of y'all are going to have to attend a NACCAS workshop. Workshop schedule. As you see, September 12th and 13th is the next workshop. It's going to be in Las Vegas, but Christy, Ife Tayo, Michelle, Miss Pinky, Rhonda, Asia, it's probably going to be Counsel, Antonio, Leon. It'll probably be virtual. The latest workshops have all been canceled live, but they've been virtual, which is great because it saves you for hotel, flight, gas, whatever. You can just sit in the comfort, but you still got to pay the regular price for the workshop. But it's great for a school owner because they don't have to spend all that money for travel. So it'll save you money. This one right now, the 12th and 13th, it hadn't been canceled, but they probably gonna cancel the live one because of COVID. I think the numbers they said are rising again. So NACCAS will probably cancel this like they did the other ones. The next one after that is December 12th and 13th. That one, look where it's located. New Orleans, Louisiana. All right. So now y'all can see when these workshops are. Now, I know Dawn said she'll be attending, so stay on the lookout because they may cancel it, depending on the numbers. March 2022 in Florida. Okay. So it shows you the workshops. Now you can print this out, the form on your own, or you can download it. So I wanted y'all to see the workshops. And you basically sit in there and watch these PowerPoints. They go through all this stuff, give you a big old fat booklet and tell you to go back and do an institutional self-study. Everybody leaves with a headache. I always know about after the workshops. I usually attend a lot of them, but their iPhones and everything is ringing off the hook because they thought they could do it themselves and they find out they can't. Now, how many of y'all would like to see the accredited schools in your area? Let me know. If you'd like to see the accredited schools in your area, what I want you all to do, I want you all to type in the chat your city and state. So this is how you do that. You go to accreditation right here, go down to accredited school search, click on that. Now we can put the city in. So what I'll do, I'll take a little bit of time And I'll just start at the top. Okay, we're gonna go, I'm gonna get to everybody. Okay, city. I'll just go in order. Hold on, Chicago is a city, I'm sorry. HIJ. Chicago. Okay. Now we'll look for accredited schools. We click accredited and search. Now there are 14 accredited schools in Chicago, Illinois. It's not a lot. Heck, it's probably 100,000 shops there. These are the schools as you can see. Canella, Douglas, G-Skin, Larry's. Then we can go to the next page. Larry's again, Networks Barber College, Paul Mitchell, Stephen, Trends Beauty, Tricoca, University of Aesthetics. Those are all the accredited schools. Now, we can click on candidate. Y'all see this candidate button? These are schools going through accreditation. You know, doing all that paperwork, what we just went over. You got LaSalle. Now I'm going to show you something. When you click on details, scroll down, it tells you where the school is located. Then candidate status, it tells you the person. There's Christine Johnson, her number, and the program she's trying to get accredited. A lot of the schools, I'm not going to be pointing them out. Some of them that are accredited and going through candidate status are in our program. A bunch of them, trust me, believe me. Let's go back. So we did Chicago, Illinois, Vineland, New Jersey. Okay, so we're gonna go there. I don't know, Vineland, New Jersey. Hopefully y'all are getting a lot of value. I want all of y'all to post on y'all's page about the conference, a video post about how much you learned, how great it was. Tag me in it, and I'm going to repost it on my page. I also want y'all to send me those videos. Okay, so candidate status, search. There are no schools in Vineland, New Jersey that are accredited. Candidate status, let's look at that. There are none. So what we're going to do is take out the city and we're going to search by state of New Jersey. Now by state, you see Capri Institute. You got Empire, and you see the cities that is located. You got Jolie, PB, Parisian. You got Robert Vance. You got Shore Beauty, the Artistic, the Pro Beauty Academy, Salon Professional. Let's look at the people that are going through accreditation. There are no schools that are trying to get accredited. So basically these schools right here, these 25, they're just having a field day, y'all. These schools are just having a feast because it ain't no competition. Seattle, Washington. We'll look them up, the accredited schools. There's only 2 schools in Seattle that's accredited. You got Gary, Manuel, that's Cerveda, 10th School Makeup. Let's look at a candidate status. Schools going through accreditation. Nobody. Wide open, y'all. Every state is wide open. I don't care. There's no competition. Columbus, Mississippi. Courtney. Sally's baby. Columbus, Columbus, Mississippi. And her grandmama is 98 years old, and her grandmother had a school. Courtney definitely needs to be in the program and have a school. Accreditation, search. No accredited schools in Columbus. How many are going through accreditation? 0. You'd be like the water company, NES. Doesn't make sense. Okay, but let's look at Mississippi. We'll take out Columbus. Accredited schools. You got Andrea down there in Grenada. Hair Academy, Hair Design 1, 4, 6. Andrea, she kicking it. Chris Beauty, Miss Simmons, Corinthia Academy, Delta Beauty College, Greenville, you got Kenny, Foster. Y'all saw Allen on the video. Goshen, look, you got Latanya down there in Cleveland, Mississippi, KC's. You got Magnolia, Thailand down there, Jackson, Mississippi. There's Andrea again. You got Robert, Mississippi College of Beauty. Tupelo Academy, you see Kathy over there. Vaughn Beauty, Kathy got the other school in Aberdeen, Mississippi. Accredited. Let's go to candidate. You got April's, C&K, executive. You got April, Nicholas, Tracy, Anthony. All them candidate. That means they're about to get accredited. Tupelo, Mississippi. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see. Ridgeville, South Carolina. So let's look at that. And y'all will be able to look at this. Ridgeville, South Carolina. I've shown y'all a lot. Accredited. Ain't nobody. Candidate. Nobody. Let's go to South Carolina. See what you're looking at. Candidate, the whole state. 19 schools. There go Leonard, Barber Tech. He went through our program. They killing it, y'all. Some black dudes making a killing. Millionaires. Barber Tech, yes. James, he's down in Greenville. Be Unique. Kendall Schuler. Ms. Velma knew them. It's a big school. Chain of schools. Like a little mini Paul Mitchell. But that's all right. Y'all can compete with them. Leonard them. You got Lori Noble, Paul Mitchell. Y'all only need one school. Personal touch. You got Anthony over there, top of the line. Christopher. Look, you only need one school. You don't even need a chain of schools. You come millionaire with one school. I'm telling y'all. Candidate status, search. Carolina, Rudy, Broderick Littlejohn. Okay, there's Dorothy, New Trends. Express Cut, Shirley. They're all going through candidate. Let's see. Y'all gonna have me going through all of these, but I will do that. Because the only thing we got to cover after this, I'll show y'all an ISS and tell y'all about the financial aid. So that's all we got. Covington, Louisiana. Covington, Louisiana. So let's go. Covington, Louisiana. Accredited schools, search. You got one. Y'all got a Veda down there. Candidate school. That's it. Look. Kelly cleaning up down there. Now let's go in all of Louisiana. You got 26 schools. And look at Aveda dominating. Then you got Kendra in Shreveport. Y'all remember Boss Man, don't you? The one who bought his wife the Benz, retired her. He bought the $75,000 truck, taking care of his mom dementia. Look at him. Boss Man. Let's look at Boss Man. He's been, look how long he's been accredited, y'all. Since 2013. He's been getting that money for 8 years. 8 years, y'all. There he is, Sean Boston. Y'all saw him earlier. Grew up in a little 800 square foot trailer. Multi-millionaire now. Celebrity Barber School. There's Kimberly down there in Monroe, Louisiana. Who else we got? Guys Academy. John Jay in Kenner. Jay's Barber's College. Louisiana Academy of Beauty. Eunice. Keep going. Omega. Opelousas. Down in Opelousas, New Orleans. Park Place Premier. Angela. They've been at it a long time. They went through the program. 2013. This is a husband and wife team. Yep. husband and wife team. Pat Goins, that's old. See, I told you, that's one of Miss Velma's friends, Pat Goins. Accreditation since 1975. Since 1975. That's like 40 years, y'all. I was born in 71, 75. That's about 46 years. Old money, y'all. Ms. Bevels were personal friends with them. So y'all see these. All right. Candidate status, search. Ain't nobody in New Orleans going through candidate status. I mean, in Louisiana. Next one, Washington, D.C. If y'all want me to, well, no, I'm not going to stop because it's, I'm going to show y'all all these. All right, Washington, D.C., you got Bennett. I know y'all heard of Bennett. Then you got Dudley. Salon Professional, so you got 3. Let's look at the candidate. Ain't nobody going through candidate. We got this part, you know what? I'm still recording this. I'm gonna pause this at least.